there's three things that a salesperson does, a great sales professional does, who's a great marketer. They have the mindset, they have a social profile, and they have engagement, and I want to look at each one of them. The mindset really is everything that I've been discussing with you. It's the mindset of being a great marketer. It's the mindset that as a sales professional, I live in an age now where it's a digital age and it's a connected age. So I have to have this mindset that I have to market myself, because not only is a prospective customer going to look at my company, they're going to look at me. And I have to market myself as someone who's competent and someone who cares about my customers' problems and my customers' success. And not someone who just cares about making quota and President's Club and, those self-centered things that oftentimes salespeople think about. And I'm not saying those things are bad. I'm just saying that the mindset of a great sales pro should be that he or she is a great marketer. And he or she should embrace that and not say, marketing, that's those guys. They're just a bunch of creatives. That's not me. I'm a hard-charging salesperson. That's old school thinking. The new school thinking, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due, my friend Jill Rowley, who is very well known in the area of social selling, where we're also very active. She says the ABCs, which used to be the acronym for always be closing. That's what salespeople were taught. Always be closing. Well, the new ABC is always be connecting. Again, credit to Jill Rowley for that. I totally agree with Jill. Always be connecting. So it's this mindset that a great sales professional has, that they need to always be connecting. They need to be adding value. They need to be reading content within their industry and then sharing that content within their industry through their social channels. And of course, in most cases, LinkedIn is at the top of the list of social channels for salespeople to share content with. And it does depend on the industry. If you're in real estate, Houzz is probably bigger than any other social channel because it's real estate specific. And there's some other examples in other industries. So if you're going to be a sales professional with this mindset of being always connecting with people, you've got to have a great social profile. Your social profile is foundational. I have discovered within the context of our own business, because we deliver training on how to use social for sales professionals in B2B. And we were shocked. We did not know this until we discovered this through the delivery of our training services. Most people create a social profile as an online resume. Here's the problem with that. You're trying to attract customers, not an employer. Now, if you're in between, yes, you might be trying to attract an employer, but if you shift your lens and actually think of that employer as a customer and not as an employer, then you can create a social profile that actually is a sales asset for you. And that's really the key point here, is that a social profile should be a sales asset for you. And the reason is because you and I don't spend our time online 24/7. At least I hope you don't. I don't. But our social profile is available 24/7. And if you have a prospective customer visit your social profile and it was written like a resume and it hasn't been updated in a few years, then your social profile is not only not working for you, it could be working against you. And one reason that it could be working against you is because if you have competition, and you do, sorry to break the news to you, and your prospective customer visits the social profile of your competition, and he or she has a social profile that's a sales asset for them, meaning that they have a compelling headline. And when I say compelling headline, I don't mean your title. I mean your headline speaks to what you do, who you do it for, and maybe even how you do it. It has action verbs in it, and it has keywords in it so that you can be discovered when someone is doing a search on keywords that are relevant to the products and services that you sell. So that's what I mean by an online profile, a social profile that actually works as a sales asset for you. It also has a compelling summary. Your summary should not be this little short paragraph that says, I've been, in the real estate industry for the last 20 years, and I've served, 50,000 customers, and I serve this area, yada, yada, yada. It should be probably 4 or 5 paragraphs, short paragraphs. It should have an introduction. It should have a little bit of your personality to give me a little bit of a glimpse of who you are as a human being. Otherwise, I don't know anything about you, and I get the impression that you had somebody write it for you. Show me who you are as a person, and tell me a little bit about how you're going to solve my problems. If I'm the prospective buyer and I'm on your social profile that's working for you 24/7, maybe I'm reading it at 11 o'clock at night and you're already asleep because you're not online networking, but I'm out there at 11 o'clock at night and I'm reading it. And I come to your profile and I eliminate you because you didn't sell me. You didn't convince me in your profile that you are someone that can help me. And so that's what I mean by this social profile. It should not be an online resume. It should be a sales asset. And then, of course, it needs to contain content. And the content is anything from your work experience to examples of visuals, like I discussed earlier, the kind of visuals that support your value proposition, how you solve problems, how you help customers. And that can be things like slide shares, presentations, infographics, etc. And then the third one is engagement. You can't always be connecting if you're not engaging with people online. So this comes full circle back to the mindset. If the mindset is there, if the mindset is I'm always going to be connecting and I'm going to be a digitally engaged sales professional marketing myself every day, I've got to be engaging. That means I have to actually go to these social channels at a minimum once a day, and I'll come back to that. And I have to go look at the people that are in my network and actually engage with them. Here's a scenario that's analogous to that. We all came into this room, and you know what I didn't see? I didn't see everybody standing around all by themselves and not talking to each other. I saw the opposite. I saw everybody conversing, networking, saying hello, meeting new people. That's exactly what this is. Absolutely the same thing. It's just going through your social channels, again, starting with LinkedIn, if that is the best place for you to be. If it's Facebook, if it's somewhere else, wherever it is, it doesn't matter. It's where your professional audience is. And even if it's a personal audience, yes, you can mix personal and business. The lines are blurred. I'm sure you've heard that many times before. This is the Social Media Breakfast Club. That is not a new concept. So this whole idea of engaging, it can be as simple as I see somebody else's status update and I click like. I add a comment. And by the way, you know what that comment isn't? It isn't great article or well said. Because am I really demonstrating that I read it? No. I'm going to add a real comment, which presupposes that I actually read the article and or the comment that this person made. And I'm going to add my comment. And my comment is going to add some value. I might even have a different perspective, which might be a disagreement. And if I do, it's going to be respectful, of course. But I might just add another comment, another perspective on it. And that now gives me a point of engagement. I call these digital touch points. And one of the things that I recommend that any great sales pro who's a great marketer is that he or she is doing at least, I recommend somewhere between 3 and 5 digital touch points per day. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know how I ever lived without this. I do probably 80% of my digital touch points with this little guy right here. So however you do it, whether you do it on your mobile device or you do it on a desktop, the digital touch points is where you can have that real person-to-person engagement. And so if you're doing 3 to 5 digital touch points per day, and again, you have that mindset of I'm a great sales pro and a great marketer, then this is going to work for you.